Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Neurodiverse and Wrestling Assassin. Boy, it's a lot to cover from Raw before WrestlePalooza, so let's get right into it. So we start the night off with out of nowhere with LA Knight and Jey Uso arguing, fighting. Jimmy needed to break it up. It was chaotic, and we see this telenovela style storytelling throughout the night. And then we get a promo from John Cena talking about WrestlePalooza. He's going to clash with Brock Lesnar one more time, and he's not afraid to take Brock to his limit. And I cannot wait. This is going to be the last John and Brock Lesnar match, and I cannot wait to see how they're going to finish their storyline. Then we got the first match of the night. It was Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez in a really good match. Both women did counters, roll-ups really fast. Lyra is a great connectionist. We think she's a really good high flyer, but Lyra Valkyria, the way she flies in the air is one of a kind. Raquel tries to get involved, but gets escorted by ringside by the referee. Lyra tries to do a move. Roxanne does a roll-up, almost stealing the win, but misses. And Lyra power back and locks in the night ring for the win. Post-match, Valkyria and Roxanne attack. And then out of nowhere, Bayley finally shows up. Yes, Bayley shows up. And she's back to the hugger. And she completely is unhinged. She attacks Judgment Day. And then she goes around and hugs people. So we don't know where this is going. We don't know where this storyline is going. And we see a little bit later, but the hugger and Ding Dong is fighting each other, and I love it. And Valkyria is so confused, and she's kind of creeped out. I just love it. Then we have the WWE World Heavyweight Women's Championship contract signing backstage. Stephanie and IYO Sky signs it, and then out of nowhere, the Kabuki Warriors show up, and Asuka with the new face tattoo is really good. I love it. Like, her face tattoo is so good. And pretty much that leads later in the night with Kairi Sane versus Stephanie Valkyria in a match, and it was good. But I love we're going to get the downfall, and we're going to get the explosion of damage control, and I cannot wait. Then we get the match of Penta versus Kofi Kingston, absolute banger, high-flying madness, stiff kicks, suicide dives, apron splashes. The energy was hot off the charts. Balor tried to interfere but got super kicked, and out of nowhere, a Mexican destroyer by Penta for the win. Penta's looking strong, but New Day's lurking, and we will see what New Day does later, but we're going to maybe get a six-man tag soon. Then we get a backstage drama with Jimmy telling Jey to calm down, and Jay's like, well, you better not team up with LA Knight tonight and stuff, because drama. And then Jimmy says, well, you're not the big dog, you're not Roman Reigns. And Jey Uso's like, yeah, I know, but da-da-da-da-da. Pretty much arguing, family, brother rivalry. And Jimmy goes behind Jay's back and tells LA Knight he's going to compete in the match. Drama, I love it. And then we got the fiery promo leading to the mixed tag team match at WrestlePalooza. So we had Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and AJ Lee, and it was good. So Becky and Seth came out, matching gear. They're really playing up the crowd. They're telling the crowd they suck. They don't want to hear AJ. They don't want to hear Punk. Then Punk and AJ comes out, and I love how Punk said, well, I let my woman play her entrance, and I don't mind switching to my woman's theme song just to come out, because I love to share the spotlight with her. And that's going to be the main storyline, and I love it. Who is the better couple? Who is more of a team? And then Becky tells AJ stuff, and she says, oh, I read your book. Your mental health is good, but how about that neck? So Becky's talking about the injury that AJ had a while ago, and she's still ready to be in the ring. AJ says, you know what? She's a crazy Puerto Rican from New Jersey. I love that, the Boricua. And she says she's gonna be unhinged, and she's not afraid. Punk, Seth gets in her face. Seth says stuff. Seth says, you're not gonna beat Becky. Becky's gonna leave you dead on the floor. AJ Lee slaps the hell out of Seth. A brawl happens. But before the brawl happens, we get this confusion because Becky doesn't want to fight AJ and Seth. And then Punk and Lee is watching like, ooh, like, they know that. And I love how Punk said it during the whole promo. You two big egos cannot be in the same room. And I love that. We're going to get that. But then we find out that that was a part of their plan, because out of nowhere, Becky sneaks attack AJ, leaving her knocked out. And her neck is pretty much, we don't know if she's still able to compete. She will be able to compete, but like that neck injury that she had a while ago is concerning. So I love how they're kind of adding that to the storyline as well. Then we get an interview with Dominik Mysterio, and he calls himself the best luchador alive because he's the new AAA mega champion. And then out of nowhere, the New Day beats down Penta and War Raiders come to break it up. So that's what I mean by most likely we're going to get a 6-man tag. And then we get Dragon Lee versus Americano in an honor killer match. Both crazy reversals, including a top rope, a tree of row, double stomp, a cartwheel suplex from Americano, and suicide dives by both men. And Dragon Lee, when he suicide dived to the announced Dax killer. But a plot twist, Americanos appear, yes. So one shows up, Thing won, the Americano won, and then AJ Styles takes him out, and then Americano 2 takes out Styles. So it's like 3 Americanos, and they pretty much overpower Dragon and Styles for the win. Where did this lead? It's really interesting. I'm really fascinated with the Americano universe. Really interesting. And then we have one of my favorite segments of the night. So Lyra Valkyria is terrified. She knocks on Bayley's door. Bayley is going back and forth between hugger and heel. When she opens it, she's sitting down calmly, going through her phone, like her text messages, and then she screams at Lyra, saying, "How dare you interrupt me? Na 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 na." And then like she's calm, and then she's angry again, and then Lyra looks terrified, and Lyra leaves the room. Funniest stuff. I cannot wait to see how the storyline progresses and just goes out of hand. And then we get the match of Stephanie Valkyria and Kairi Sane. Absolute banger, technical showcase, chain wrestling, top rope moves, a killer DDT from Kairi Sane, a double stomp from Stephanie Valkyria on the outside that looked deadly. And through it all, Stephanie Valkyria hits the devil's kiss into the SVP for the win after Asuka's about to beat Stephanie, but then IYO comes in, breaking it up, and IYO and Asuka has an argument, and IYO's about to crash out. I love it. We're going to get the implosion of Damage Control, and we're going to see that at WrestlePalooza, and I cannot wait. Then we get Judgment Day drama, so Finn doesn't seem to be happy about Americano. Kadam and everyone is celebrating the AAA championship win. And then JD also jumps in saying, like, can you trust Americano? Are you sure Americano is just not being nice to you to get a championship out of it? Really interesting. And then we kind of see the group divided because Finn and JD is on one side, while Roxanne, Raquel, and Dominik is on the other. Really interesting. Hopefully this means Liv is going to come back soon. Hopefully. And then we get the main event, and boy, was it crazy. We had the Usos versus Division, and it was hard-hidden tag team war. Jimmy fought through underneath LA Knight, got the hot tag clean house, pretty much defeated Reed. But the power game of Reed and Breaker was too strong. Division was too strong, taking them out. And then after, they get beat the hell up, but Jey Uso comes in with a steel chair for the save. He seems like he's going to attack LA Knight, but he doesn't. LA Knight gives a hand of respect, but LA Knight hits his finisher, taking out Jey. I don't know where the storyline's going. It's crazy, it's hectic, and I love it. But pretty much these are my closing thoughts. WrestlePalooza is going to be amazing. It's going to be the first time WWE's on SPN. And we got killer matches. And the storylines are really heating up, so I cannot wait. Hopefully you guys liked the review/recap, and I'll see you guys next time.